Great news. We want to hear from you. We want your questions, your thoughts, all of that good stuff. And you can email us now at podcast@mancity.com.
When I was 13, 14, I used to play handball.
Oh, nice.
At that time, I struggled a little bit. In football, I was on the bench most of the time. I didn't know what's gonna happen. Should I move to another sport or not? At the end, I stayed at football.
Well, not that I hope we don't. So if we need a goalkeeper at any point, are you willing to go in there?
Of course. Just I'll give you a number after so you can go.
The official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Wolves penalty area. Plays it back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol shooting position. Oh, how many times has Josko Gvardiol done something like that? He's popped up with some important goals. An unlikely scorer, well maybe not. Josko Gvardiol.
Josko, thank you very much for joining us. Your second appearance on the podcast. How you been?
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be here and to have opportunity to talk to you guys. I'm good. The season is quite long, so yeah, I've played a lot of games, and in general, all good and happy to be here, especially my second season.
Wicked. The thing we always do is we ask the guys, the players, where your journey started. Where did your footballing journey start?
Yeah, so my journey started when I was 6, and at that time I had no clue about football. So I think my father is the one who is responsible for where I am now, and I'm really grateful. So I started at football club called Trešnjevka. It's like a really small club, and just like after year or a year and a half, I moved to Dinamo Zagreb, which obviously you might heard before. I think it's the biggest club in Croatia at the moment, and it used to be for last 10-20 years. So yeah, that's where I started my journey.
So your dad played football. One of your sisters plays handball.
Yeah.
Any other sports you played growing up?
When I was 13, 14, I used to play handball.
Oh, nice.
Handball and basketball as well. Because at that time I struggled a little bit. In football, I was on the bench most of the time. I didn't know what's gonna happen. Should I move to another sport or not? So at that time I was wondering, asking myself many questions. But at the end I stayed at football.
Not that I hope we don't. So if we need a goalkeeper at any point, are you willing to go in there?
Of course. Just I'll give you a number after so you can go whenever you want.
What made you decide to go with football then? What was the feeling? Was it the one you were best at, or?
I don't know. I just as soon as I kicked the ball for the first time, I knew this is something that I like, I enjoy. I heard a lot of stories when I was younger that I like to head at the ball, and I was good at heading the ball, So I think that sport is just part of me, and it has always been. So I think that's the reason why I stayed at this sport.
I read that when you were growing up, it was football and then helping your dad on his fish stall.
Yeah.
What was that like?
So the thing is that at that time I was still in primary school. So I lived on the west side of the city, and Dinamo Zagreb was still placed on the east side of the city. So it took me every day like 45 to hour to get from one side to the other side, and my school was next to the stadium. So I went to the school there. So after school I had a training session, and then on the way back I would stop to visit my father, because my father worked in the center, which is like in the middle, so I would stop there and help him if he needs anything.
What did you used to do? Like, could you fillet it, dress the fish, or was you just
passing bags over? I would just weigh the fish and just put it in a bag and give it to the customer, and who else is there, yeah.
I watched a documentary on you, and one of the quotes said, "No matter what, wherever he goes, Josko will always be Josko." Who are you? What's a fact about you?
I don't know. It's difficult to talk about yourself, and I think the better view has the people around me. Who am I? And I can tell you that I'm just a normal guy who enjoys playing football. Also, I like to spend time with my family because this is number one for me. I have a group of friends that are always here for me, and I'm always there for them if they need anything. So yeah, I'm a simple guy, funny guy. Likes to laugh. I like to laugh a lot. You can see the smile on my face most of the time, and yeah, I would say that's who am I.
You're obviously a very humble guy, which is fantastic for us all. But when you were growing up, was there a moment that you thought to yourself, I could be a professional footballer here?
Not really. Not really. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I was 17, 18, and I was just in my head. I was just a football player. I wanted to reach the first team in Dinamo Zagreb, and then I got the opportunity to to become a part of second team Dinamo Zagreb, and then I realized I'm almost there. It's just one step to the first team, and I made it so quick, and everything happened so fast. So first team Dinamo Zagreb, then I moved, then I signed for Leipzig, World Cup in Qatar, and now I'm here. So everything happened so fast, so quick. In like 3-4 years, I reached the really, really high level in this football. So it was, I couldn't at that time. I couldn't imagine that one day I'm gonna be here. But yeah, all I can say is that I'm more than grateful to be here.
So are we.
It's wild. We were going through your accolades: Premier League, third place in the World Cup, DFP Pokals, Croatian League titles, European Super Cup, Club World Cup, and you said like in 3 or 4 years, when you were 18, 19, you got moved to the team. You were like, I can do this. Like, what's the secret? We need to bottle it. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. I can say that. I don't know, it's something inside of us, our nation. We are so small nation, so small country, but we have a really good football players, even handball players. We are, I don't know, it's just something inside of us, and I don't know the secret. Maybe you should ask my father. What did he do?
It's amazing though, isn't it, for Croatia being such a small country, the amount of success and successful footballers and sports people that came through. It's fascinating for me.
Yeah, I think I've been asked many times, like, what's the secret? What's going on? What's happening? But it's just, I don't know. I cannot tell you. This is like something that every time when I'm with the national team, we are just like a family. You can see there is no like. Everyone wants the best for your teammate, and that's what I've experienced for the first time in the national team, and that's why I think in every tournament we are like a family, and you probably know, guys, that our sign is like it's like a family, and it's like second family. So yeah, it's difficult to say, but I'm just happy that the things are going that way,
With the national team, it must have been amazing making your debut with some of your heroes as well, and in a major
for
tournament.
the national team.
Yeah.
So my debut was against Belgium.
Yeah.
I played that game 45 minutes, and I was feeling good. I thought like I did a great job. I didn't expect that I'm gonna be in the start 11 against England at the Euros. So I remember the day before, I thought like, okay, happy to be here, happy to be on the bench. If I get the opportunity, there is no one happier than me. But somehow I ended up in the first 11, and I remember I said it many times, every time I talk about this. So on the coach, on the way from the hotel to the stadium, I was lost. I was shaking, we played some Croatian songs, and I just couldn't believe that I'm about to start the game like against England, with the age of 18. But yeah, as soon as the game started, I was just normal me completely. focused and ready to go.
Yeah, the youngest Croatian player to play in a major tournament.
I'm not sure.
Who was before you? Do you know?
Kova?
Kova.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It is the mentality, like for you to say you were shaking and nervous before the game. I honestly find that I almost don't want to believe it. I can't believe it because it just feels like you take everything in your stride, from Leipzig to City to Euros, World Cup. You look so comfortable and you look like a veteran on the pitch. It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's the first time I felt like something is wrong with me, you know. Because I was sweating, you know. I think that's normal, you know. I was the youngest in the team. I was just thinking, you know, about not screwing up in the game, you know, just to play everything, you know, just be simple.
A big game as well.
It's a big game.
Yeah.
It's the first game of the tournament, so of course you want to win at least a point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we lost the game. Never mind. I think that's the only way. That's the only time I felt like you know, that it's not me. It's out of control. But afterwards, I think more or less every time I was like, I'm used to it, you know, now. So even if my friends ask how do you feel against how did you feel against Real Madrid at Bernabeu, it's just a normal game, you know.
Just another day at the office.
It's not. It's just normal game, you know, and it's a football game. There is a ball and 11 against 11. That's all, you know, and yeah.
What a fantastic mentality.
That
to
is
have.
mentality monster. Even like the World Cup, because I feel like everyone grows up. Even if you're not a footballer, if you like football, everyone grows up thinking, I want to play for my country at the World Cup, and it's like that's so special, and didn't feel it for that.
Yeah, the thing is that I watched the World Cup in Russia. So I know all the stories, and you know, how was it at that time. So to be honest, I thought before getting a call for the Euros, for the it was like a preseason before Euros, I thought like I'm not gonna make it, but I made it because it was a COVID time, and then Euros 2020 was they moved it to 2021. So that's the reason why I made it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be there. Yeah, I think the dream of every footballer is to, you know, to play, to have opportunity to play for his country, and that was also mine. Not just to play for my country, is also to play with like these players. They're my teammates who are like on the top level as well. Luka Modric, Kova at that time as well. Who else was there? Olic, Mandzukic, you know, I didn't have opportunity, but that was my dream, you know, to be there with them and to play. But yeah,
let's talk World Cup. I feel like on social media, you sort of blew up because it was the mask and you were unbelievable. Did you feel the change after the World Cup? Like after performing well, did you come back and be like, oh, like I'm getting a lot more coverage, a lot more people are noticing, sort of thing? Did you feel like that was the point where you'd exploded onto the big time sort of thing?
Yeah, you could feel it straight away. You know, it's not after World Cup; it's during the World Cup. Then I realized how quick everything can change in your career, in your life. And of course, that at the beginning everything is nice. You like the attention you are getting. You know, many people, many followers, whatever likes. But this is not. It's not part of my life. You know. To be honest, I agree with Rodri in this case, that he doesn't use any media, Instagram and this stuff. Sometimes I think you need this, you need it. Sometimes I think you don't. But yeah, we are all different, and everyone enjoys their own, way of entertainment and what else. But yeah, let's go back to what happened after World. So many people, and the thing is that I was not able to go into the streets. You know, it was a Christmas time, and I wanted to go to Christmas market with my family to have a hot wine. We drink wine, and I just couldn't. It was too many people, and I remember one guy shouted my name. and then everyone else turned, and it was just it became a chaos and too many people. And that's when I said to my mom, like, look, you enjoy, I'm gonna go home, because I would like to take the photos with everyone, but it's too many people, and I'm there to spend time with my family, especially after being 35 days in Qatar. I think I deserve some time to have it with my family, but I think I don't blame anyone. It's normal, and but you know what I mean.
Yeah. How do you stay grounded? How did, like, if you felt it during the tournament, there's already so much going on in terms of playing, training, but this now added thing, like, how did you manage to remain consistent and like keep doing your job, basically?
So I have my family is the reason. This is reason number one. Then I have my agent, who is, I would say, reason number two, and also my group of friends. But I would start with my family, because when I was younger, we didn't have that much money and everything. We lived in a small apartment of 50 something square meters, 5 members in family plus dog. So I think that's the reason. They are the reason, and every time I call them, kind of way they remind me who am I and who I was before. So I think my mom is the most worried person in the world about me, which I understand, and I think she's only wishes that I stay the same as I am, and I think she's worried that money will change me one day. So that's why every time I talk with her, she knows. I think she knows the way how to speak to me, and I think she's the reason why I'm humble like this.
I love that.
Just on that, how did you handle at such a young age the transition from leaving Zagreb, going to Leipzig? 'Cause you're obviously such a close family. Does your family come with you, or?
Nah, I lived alone. Yeah. I don't know. If you ask me, it was normal.
Yeah.
For me, it was normal. I remember the day when I left home. I left my home, and I could see my mom crying.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna forget this. But of course, I think parents are worried because I mean, I don't know. I don't have a kid. I don't have children, but I understand a little bit because she has never experienced before that her children is leaving, the place
at such a young age as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand it, but I think I'm gonna understand it completely when I get the first one, children.
Because I had a very similar thing. I left Scotland when I was 16 to go and sign for Arsenal in London, and at the time it was just normal. And it wasn't until my children were 16, and I thought, wow,
So young.
I actually left home at that age, so it must be the same.
Yeah, for me it was normal. Something new experience, like new challenge
Exciting,
in my life, and I was looking forward. I was like, come on, let's take it, let's grab it, and But yeah, parents are parents, I guess. Yeah.
You'll always be her baby.
Yeah, of course.
I could be wrong, but I read that at Dinamo Zagreb you played centre midfielder as well, as a 6.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
Ish.
You're right. No, you're right. To be honest, I played as a 6, as a 10, as a 9, as a... no, I'm honest. 7,
Really?
11, yeah, all the numbers. I don't know. I think I'm a bit different than the other players. I feel comfortable playing in the pocket, playing on the wing. Not that much on the wing as in the pocket, but I can play as a fullback. I can play as a central back, even as a holding midfielder. Couple of games I played as a striker. I think at that time the coach, the manager, he could see my something inside of me that I can help him in many different positions. So I think that's the reason why he used it, and even now if you see me playing in the pocket, it's because I used to play 10 years ago and I feel comfortable. It's not just because he's a wizard and he knows what it's like. It's just something that I'm a bit used to.
So that's where all the goals come from.
Yeah, I was thinking with the recent Chelsea game, you can see that all over. You could highlight different moments, and you're playing as a 10, you're playing as a centre back, midfielder, and it's just. Now it makes complete sense because this isn't new to you. This is I've done this as a kid. This is muscle memory.
At that game I was a fullback. Just to let you know.
So how has that helped with your development at City then? Like having played all these different positions and like I guess it's like having a well-rounded football education, right?
Yeah. So before I joined City, I thought I thought like I'm gonna be just a central defender, with Ruben, with John, whoever is there. But yeah, I ended up as a fullback. So I was like, maybe just a couple of months, the manager wants for me to get used to the league, to the rhythm and everything. But it's actually my position. But yeah, we are still, I said every time we struggle. We got so many injuries this season, and every time manager wants for me to play a different position, I'm ready to go in, to give my best. So even if you put me as a fullback, as a kind of like a wing back, a player in the pocket, I can do everything, and I'm gonna give my best. I'm not saying that I'm gonna be every time he puts me that I'm gonna be the best player on the pitch, but you know what I mean. I'm just I'm a kind of guy who's giving like everything I can at the moment. So I think that helped me a lot. That I've played so many different positions. Also using my right foot, left foot.
I was going to get onto that. I feel like that's what people ask. It's like I feel like I know, but I need to ask: are you left-footed or right-footed?
I'm left-footed, definitely.
Because
I'm left-footed.
I've listened to this stat already. So you scored 9 goals in the Premier League. 5 of them have been with your right foot.
Yeah. No, I think it's just because if you are like locked on the left on the position of left fullback, all the time you're gonna pass forward with your left. When I used to play as a holding midfielder, and then if you turn to the right, you're obviously gonna play with the right because it's quicker than with my left. If I play on the pocket, if I play on the wing, left side, if you come in, I like to play with the right because left one is closer to the opponent. So if I play with the right, I protect the ball with the left, and that's I think that's the reason why I'm good at playing with the right as well.
Where does Josko prefer playing? You probably say anywhere, but what's your favourite position?
Yeah, so I like it. I like to play as a fullback. I cannot say that I don't like it. I like to play, but when we get the ball, something in between fullback and wingback, to be a bit higher. And I like when we play with a lot of midfielders in the middle, and then we just leave 2 fullbacks, quite high. Something similar as against Chelsea.
Yeah.
That's what I like, and I like to play in the pocket. If there are space, but we faced so many times this season. They are defending deep, and the spaces are so small, and it's difficult to find free space. So, yeah.
Mateo Kovacic, very close friend of yours. How's that relationship helped with like the bedding in at City? I mean, you're both in your second year, but it feels like you've been here years. Like it's wild. It just feels like you guys have always been here.
Yeah, Mateo is a really nice person. He's getting old, by the way. When I look at him and his face, I will never say that he's 30. He's 30. Yeah, he's just incredible. He's good. He's a good footballer, obviously, and he's been. I think this is his 7th year in England, so he's got like good experience, and I think he's the reason why I adapted that good. At the beginning, I remember everyone has been asking me like, how are you doing? Is it okay? How is it difficult to adapt? Is it so many questions? Have you settled in and this stuff? So I was like, why is everyone asking me like? But yeah, I think he's the one that helped me a lot to be from the very first beginning focused, and to give my best to show up who am I, show my qualities, and to get the opportunity to be in the first 11.
When we done the podcast with Mateo, he paid you a huge compliment. He said that because of how you play and breaking into the national team at so young, that you have completely changed the outlook for young Croatian players and how they're going to be coached for the future. How does that feel?
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Thank you. We have to admit that he's done the similar as me. Mm-hmm. He moved at the age of 17, 18. He was even younger to Milan. I know that he told me that at the beginning he was playing, then he was not. He struggled a little bit, and then when he was at Real Madrid as well. But I think he didn't have easy way either. And I'm happy that he's part of our team, and even the national team. And I think he deserves to be a new captain when Luka retires. I think he's a good leader, and he can be a good leader in next couple of years, especially in our national team.
How important is it to have a friend, a fellow countryman, when you join a team? I feel like it's something that's almost overlooked, but a lot of your interviews, you say when you moved to Leipzig, you were alone, but that's not the case here.
Yeah. First of all, you guys speak English, and I can speak English, so it's much easier than it was in Germany. New language, everything is new. The people in the club don't speak English, so I struggled a little bit at the beginning, but Dani Olmo was there. Yeah. He joined us a couple of months later. I joined Leipzig because he was at the Olympic Games. And then when he got back, he got injured, so he was a bit unlucky at that time as well. But yeah, it's easier. It's much easier for me, and I'm a grown man than I was before. I'm 20. I was 21. But I think it's just because English. Everyone speaks English. It's so. Whatever you need, you can ask someone for advice, for help, for everything you need. So in Germany it was a bit different. I remember going to it's like a supermarket, and I was looking for something, and it took me like half an hour just to find the person who speaks English, So
makes everything more difficult.
It's more difficult, so I think I like it here, and it's much easier than it was there.
I watched a piece with you and Kova, what you did for City TV when you went for food. And you said that you'd been to some amazing restaurants in Manchester. You still enjoying the Manchester food scene?
Of course, I enjoy it. So my favorite one is let's go with Sexy Fish.
Nice.
I've been there a couple of times. To be honest, I don't like to go in the restaurants. I like to eat at home. I like to cook by myself because then I know what's in the food how I made it. But if there is opportunity to go out as a group, I think that's the one.
Are you like FaceTiming your mum and getting on the recipes so you can eat food from home?
I think she has to FaceTime me and get the recipes from me.
Let's talk new signings. Been a busy January. How's it been with all the new guys coming in, sort of thing? How's it been for you? How's it been for them? Like settling? Is everyone settling in? Are you seeing their talent, sort of thing?
So it's still difficult to say, but I'm glad that they're here. Mm-hmm. They're still young, and I don't know. It's just incredible how many young players are getting already into the first teams and reaching the high levels. I mean, I was the same, but seeing now Victor and Kusha joining us and being here with us. Even Omar, I remember Omar. I played against him, and I was at Leipzig. He was at Wolfsburg. I remember him well. Now Nico, we haven't trained that much together, but I'm just excited to see new names, young spirit, full of energy, and I think in the future we are secured on these positions.
with the younger guys coming in, do you feel like a bit of an old head now? You're sort of like the link between, aren't you?
But I think that's gonna be the first time that in the rondo I'm not in.
Get the young ones.
I'm not the youngest.
An old man at 23. Yeah.
Wise beyond your ages. A new one. Let's talk Club World Cup in the US this summer. What are your thoughts about that? It's an exciting prospect. It's a new format. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's nice. I think it's gonna be nice. It's something new. This year is a bit different. We start from the group stage. Many teams, many good names, really good names. So looking forward to it.
Non-European teams. As a fan, I feel like it's quite an exciting prospect to have teams that we don't face all the time. As a player, do you have that as well? Is it like, I've never played against these?
Of course, because we don't have opportunity to face them. So I think it's gonna be interesting to face, I don't know, from Asia, from South America, North America, all the teams. And I think the style of football is different, so that's why I think it's gonna be really interesting, and I think a lot of people would go there to enjoy the football, to watch the games. Even I think the facilities, the stadiums are nice in America, so I think it will be nice.
Back to Orlando, are you gonna have another run at Universal?
How do you know that?
Did you tell him?
I was on the podcast. You said that you're a big roller coaster fan. Yeah.
It's so good. I was like a kid. I was just. I remember Kova was next to me. I was driving. It's like a motorbike with in the Second World War they used to have
a little cart next to
Kova was sitting here. I was like, it was so fun.
But you said that you did all the roller coasters last time, but you'd need another day to do the other bits. So will it be the other bits if you get the chance, or will you just fall back and be like
I'm there.
roller coasters?
So first of all, now if I would go there, I need to make a list. To remind myself which one was the best, to not to waste time. So
get your queue jump and go for it.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I
struggle with the height restrictions. Same. I'm too small. Do you know what I mean?
That's why you grow out the hair. Comb that out, and I'm getting all of them.
I don't know. I enjoy. It's small things, but I enjoy them, and it makes me feel better.
Okay, finally, we have a thing on the podcast where the previous guest asks the next guest a question without knowing who they are. And your question is from Naomi Lazel, and it is, what is your favourite sweet treat?
Sweet treat?
Yeah,
it's like dessert.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like the question. Can it be Croatian, English, or whatever?
Anything you want.
I have to give you credit, guys. Apple crumble.
Nice. Custard or no custard?
Oh, custard, of course.
Yeah.
So nice. So I have so what I like to do is like a ritual, a small one. Every time match day -1, I have to have apple crumble with custard. Every time match day -1. It's just something that
it's a good ritual. That's I can get on board with that. I might start taking
to get the carbs in me and to get ready, full of energy.
That's a very good one. And what would your question be for the next person?
I don't know.
Could be anything.
Yeah.
Could be anything.
Yeah.
I would like to know who is it, but I know I cannot. So because if you know who is it, then you can
narrow it down.
Yeah, I can think about it. And okay, so the question would be, what's your match day ritual? So you think that one is?
Yeah, I think because yours is apple crumble.
That was just part of my ritual,
Yeah, I can maybe ask.
You can ask, give me a whole
and then it can
through the whole day and
Josko, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved getting to know you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
The unbeatable official Manchester City podcast. Watch the full video version of this show via City Plus now.
Got a question? Send us an email at podcast@mancity.com.